CP. So that's fine. Check the dimension. 200. Okay. Then right. Okay. So the lengths are the same. Are the dates also the same?
Yes.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
You are very sure?
Very sure.
Okay, then in that case, you don't even have to worry. We can put all of them in one table in Excel. We don't have to merge because they're already the same. So we just we just put put them in one Excel file. That will solve the problem. Yeah, so we don't need to merge if everything is the same. But let's try that and see. We merge to match the data in terms of dates. But if they already, it's possible that's where the error is coming from. Okay, last one. So let me see. Let me make CP and CR. It worked. Let me check the dimension. Okay, the next one is what? NIR. Okay, good. Yeah, moving forward. So P4. And what GDP?
RGDP.
Yeah, but I named it as GDP.
Okay.
GDP. Yeah, 6 variables, right? Yeah, 5 plus date. So that's 6 columns. So let me write it to Excel file. Is it name.rows or n.rows? Row.names.
Yeah.
It's no row. Yeah. So where is this guy? Get away. Yeah. So let me see. So this is your data.
Yeah. That's the date.
Yeah. We could have saved it. We could have done all of that in Excel, given that the data is already balanced. Yeah. Okay. So we are starting. I hope your working directories are set. Get up to speed to your level. If I'm moving too fast, let me know. Okay, the data is chapter 2. I'll give it a different name. Thank you. CP2. So it's is it .csv, right? CSV. Okay, so I set my working directory. It's already set. And load my package. So it means I don't have it. I uninstalled my R. I have to load it again. And you have, because you have not changed your set CP2. Okay, so you need to load the data, and obviously, so if you want to look at the data in table form, then this is it. It will show us everything. You don't need that. It's just for illustration purposes. Now, so this is, I want to do a little experiment. So we say that the data will be decomposed, right? And it may be, sometimes maybe dyadic, other times may not be. We have to find a way around it. So let's say we want to do just decomposition. We are not doing the bivariate wavelets and all of that yet. We want to decompose the data and see how it looks like. So for that, we need a wave slim package. Let me see if I have. I don't have, so I have to install. So let's do that. I install. Okay. Okay, so let's see the data. If you look at the names, we have GHS.df. Okay. GHS.df. Okay, so we want to decompose GHS.df, and here we are trying for discrete wavelet transform. Okay, discrete wavelet transform. So we know that discrete, the number of scales should be divisible by n to the power j. So here, we can run this line by default. We'll see the decomposition. Okay. Now, this is the error that I expect you to get. Sample size is not divisible by 2 power j. That was the condition for bivariate discrete wavelet. So we are seeing that the theory in practice. Now, earlier when I ran, I didn't add any additional argument, but look at this one. Yeah. WF is wavelet filter. Okay. The number of filters. The common ones are the Dobeshi's least asymmetric filter. So LA is least asymmetric. And it has different length. So with length, I think it's from length 1 to about 11. So one of the lengths that work best is length 5 and length 8. And by default, when you run, I think it uses, okay, so we can choose a filter. It will give us the same thing. We should expect to have the same error. Sample size not divisible by 2 power j. And for that reason, we said for that we may have to do downsampling, or we have to make sure that the series is non-dyadic or the wavelet is non-dyadic. Non-dyadic means that it doesn't have to be divisible by 2 power j. So that is the next line here. So make non-dyadic. Then we can just change it, and this should work, hopefully. Yes, you see that that one has worked. The decomposition has worked because now we are going around that condition of being dyadic. Are you following? So we can see the decomposition. This is the decomposed series for the dynamic wavelets. And if you are following, so let me see something. You see D1 here? That is the first scale. You see what, you should see D2 somewhere. See D2 there, that's the second scale. You see D3, that's the third scale. D4 and S4. So remember, we said when you decompose, you will have the number of decompositions and the scaling factor. So we have 4 decompositions and we have 1 scaling factor. That's why I have S4 after we get D4. So D4 is the long-term trend. I mean, S4 is the long-term. So we have 4 scales plus 1 scaling factor. And then we have 5 scales. Okay, so that's what we see. We don't need the discrete wavelets for anything. I'm just showing you the decompositions and how they work. So we can change the variables, try for different ones. What are the variables? We can do something like xof.df, xof.df, df. So that will decompose for us. You see that it's giving us that the filter is LAH. What else? Just one. Let's do that one. We do say SP500.dfnc. So SP500.df. That's also done. So that's one way if you are doing discrete wavelet transform. So realize that here you have DWT, discrete wavelet transform. Anyway, so we can leave this one out. You see, another way around it, we can just forget about this. It will give us the same, trying to avoid the error of non-dyadic, so we can do that. Now, we can go to the main work, our main wavelets. Okay, so here, set wavelet transform parameters. So a few things to look at. The first one is the default number of resolutions. So if your data is daily, right? Let me check again. So it's dim. Let me just look at the head and see something, CP2. That's a lot anyway. Okay, daily, that's fine. Now, so daily, every day there's one observation. So that's the number of resolutions per day. So 1, DT equal to 1, right? Number of series per year, this daily series. So on average, you should have about 250 observations per day. So our DJ can be 1/250. Okay, that's basically tells the refinement in the, how refined the resolution is when you estimate. Okay, so we can run that one. And this, so we have set those skills. I have here, I said 1/25. This was a monthly series, for example. So about 25 observations per month. Okay, now the question is, what is our data set? That's 1,400. We said that the number of decompositions is log to the base 2 of n, where n is here, and here is 1,400. Let me check briefly in Excel how many decompositions we can do. So 1,400, 2. That's 10 skills. Okay, 10 skills. We can go all the way to 10 skills according to your data. So this one is just description, so can change it. 1,400 to power 10. 2 power 10 is what? 1024. That's the maximum number of skills we can do. To 1024. Okay, so but this is the theoretical part, the method or the package you may choose for you. How many skills? Sometimes too many skills is not helpful, so it can limit you up to a number of skills. I suspect that it will limit you up to 9, but let's see. Okay, so now let's do some MODWT wavelet transforms and see. Remember that one is the complex one. So when you transform, we should have a complex transformation. Okay, so let's choose one variable. Let's say GHS.df. Farouk seems to be in love with GHS.df. Let's try that one. So all of these things I'm just using for explanation. We don't have to go through these ones because this is where you are specifying your parameters, and usually you don't have to. Can just put it in and you look at the default ones. Because this one, so we fixed our variable, our DT we have defined, DJ we have defined, and we can define the lower period. So that's the first skill. See, DT over 2. Remember, it's in two powers of 2, right? You can actually say that it is just 2. And you can take an upper one where we use the length of the data divided by DT over 3. That's some of the ways around it. This should take a little bit of time depending on the speed of your data and how the length of the data and your memory. So it is done. The transformation is done. Okay. Then you can see the data. It's this transformation is a bit heavy. When we write to Excel, you will see. So obviously, all of them cannot be presented. They will just cut it at some point. 2,396 rows. And we cannot see a lot of them because it's big. So what I want to do is write it to CSV, and then we can go and see it there. You see how big that data is. Okay. So let's do writing. Continuous wavelet transforms, the MODWT is always heavy, so it's taking a while. Let's write it to CSV. Okay, so let's go to Excel. And you realize that when we do MODWT wavelet transform, we have the average, we have the powers, we have the coherences, we have the phases, we have the phase differences. All of them will come together per every data point. So that will be a lot. For the name CWM.RI. So you see how big this is. You have the wavelet, then you have the powers, then you are going to have the averages, the coherences, the phase differences. You see, like this is phase, 0.955, and all of that. But one thing I want to show you, main thing I want to show you is this. This is a complex valued wavelet. So when you decompose, you are going to get complex valued decomposition. So you see that I have the real part and then the complex part, the ones with the eyes. So that's a clear evidence of how the MODWT works. So later I realized that if we needed to just decompose and use it for something else, we can keep this file and take it and go and use it. But I don't know what you are going to do with a complex valued data point, unless, I mean, apart from using it inside the bivariate wavelet framework. So this is an illustration for you. The same thing we can do without specifying any arguments. So this is with default resolutions, and it will decompose for you straight away. And you can write that one as well, and you won't have any issues. Okay, so all these examples is for what? For different data points. For the examples that I did for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, just different examples. So you can try for your data for different examples, which you won't really use for anything. Just need to know that it works. Okay. So that's for decomposition purposes. I want to go into the wavelet analysis itself. Okay, so since this is long, we can speed up your processor or your PC.